One of the most common things we see here at Revo Denver is just garden variety shoulder pain. And because we see it so frequently, we have a pretty dialed process for how we go about it. Everybody's shoulder pain is just a little bit different, but these are the larger topics of how we address garden variety shoulder pain. First, we've got to get your thoracic spine moving. So, one of the options is to get on a foam roller and start working on extension. If you can't extend, there's no way you're getting that arm overhead comfortably. Here, with the foam roller just underneath my shoulder blades, I'm leading with my chin and my chest to extend backwards without arching through my lower back. I repeat 4 or 5 times at 2 or 3 different levels. Next, we need to get your rib cage flaring and your scapulas moving. So we align the foam roller vertically along the spine and flatten our lower backs. We start in a W pattern at the bottom and extend our arms towards the top, trying to keep our elbows as close to the floor as we possibly can all the way through the range. And again, keeping our low backs flat so we don't steal the mobility from our low backs. So far, we've extended the thoracic spine and flared the rib cage with a little bit of scapular mobility. Now, let's get some rotation. In this position, I'm gently pressing my inside knee and wrist into the wall and using my abs to help my torso rotate around. The last thing to come to the party is my shoulder blade pulling that band into full extension. I'm really trying to keep my hips and pelvis as square as possible so that I'm not just rotating through my hips. Again, we don't want to steal the mobility from the thoracic spine, nor do we want to steal control from the scapulas. That's mobility, the first step. The second step is really getting the scapulas to come to the party, or a little bit of motor control. So here I've got a light band overhead. I'm gently raising from the floor to pull it back as far as I can comfortably without arching my neck up. I'm working really hard here to make all of this motion happen at my shoulder blades and shoulders. Final step is loading the shoulder and shoulder blade through a range of motion in different planes of movement. So here we've got a version of an arm bar where I'm holding a light kettlebell and just rotating my body around an axis, keeping my arm punched toward the ceiling. Paying extra attention to the vertical alignment of my arm really forces my shoulder, my scapula, and the muscles of my thoracic spine to communicate with each other in order to control my shoulder well. Using the same concept in a different plane, this is a Turkish get-up. We really work the trunk, thoracic spine, scapula, and shoulder in almost every single plane of motion. There's not a lot of load going through here, but there's a lot of control, and that is really what we need with garden variety shoulder pain. The general goal of this Turkish get-up is to lightly load the shoulder, scapula, and thoracic spine in as many planes as possible so we can use this as a bridge for other activities.